Peace to the family was goody. It's your boy back with another episode. I'm your host, Jody Wins. Welcome to the Jody Wins Show. Yo, we got some news. Everybody called for it, but it finally happened. But before we get into that, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it. So like I said, everybody been talking about it. They said it's a possibility. People wanted to see it happen. People didn't. But it happened. The Knicks fired Coach Thibs after the best run in the last 25 years. Best run they ever had. I understand both sides, for the people that wanted him to go. Thibs is an old school coach, and he don't make no adjustments. So, he didn't make no adjustments. He played the same. He stuck in the same ways. He played the same since he been playing like this since he was the coach for Chicago Bulls. When Derrick Rose got hurt, you know what I mean? But for the people that didn't want to see him go, I understand it because this is the best. Last time Knicks been to the finals was 25 years ago. And then this past 25 years, before Thibs, the Knicks won. So it's been 25 years. Thibs coached for 5 years. So the 20 years after the championship, the 20 years before Thibs got there, they won 7 playoff games. The 5 years that Thibs had there, he won 17 playoff games. So I understand why they wanted him to be there because, he did his shit, He did better than damn near anybody this decade, you know what I mean? This century or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Since 2000. And, so, yeah, I understand, but he just, like I said, he's stuck in his ways. People talking about they need to get Mike Malone. I don't think Mike Malone is a good fit, but, that's what everybody talking about. But anyways, today we got game 1 of the NBA Finals. We got Indy going against OKC. It's crazy, but I think OKC can win this series, but I think Indy going to win this first game. And how can Indy win? I think Indy can win by being physical with SGA. Not physical like where you hitting him because he be foul baiting and shit. But like throwing different defenders on him, put Benedict Mathurin on him, put Naismith on him, put McCullough, put TJ on him, put fucking Siakam on him. We already know SGA ain't really shooting no threes like that. He looking to get the midi and get to the line. Layups and shit like that. So if you can put Siakam on him, because Siakam's strong enough to take the bump, pause, and long enough to contest the shot, pause. But, like I said, Siakam long enough to contest the shot and all that. So we already know he ain't looking for no threes. That's how I think Indy can win, just by being physical with SGA, throwing different looks at him. Because we already know he's trying to get 30. How can OKC win? OKC can win by making Halliburton beat him. We already know he looking to get everybody involved. He been cooking. He can win the game. He been getting 30 and 12. You know what I mean? He can do that. But I think your best chance is locking, staying home on all defenders and letting Hallie try to win the game himself all game. Hallie got to score 90 points. You know what I mean? That's how I would do it if I was SGA. OKC. But what's crazier than these two being in the finals is that this NBA Finals is brought to you by Paul George. Like, crazy for real. So 8 years ago, Indy traded PG to OKC. Indy traded Paul George for Oladipo and Sabonis. After Sabonis became an all-star, they traded Sabonis to Sacramento for Hallie. That's how Hallie got to Indiana. OKC then traded PG to the Clippers for SGA and Gallinari and 5 first-round picks and 2 swaps. Ridiculous. So that's how SGA got to OKC. And then out of those 5 first-round picks, one of those picks ended up being Jalen Williams, and now he an All-NBA player, All-NBA defensive player. It's crazy. So Paul George is the reason that each of the centerpieces for these teams got there. And that's crazy. That's wicked. Hope my nigga feel good though, cause that's crazy, you know. And shout out to the Suns. The Suns hired Cleveland Cavaliers assistant coach Jordan Ott. I don't know too much about him, but he did come from Cleveland, and Cleveland had the best record last season. So hopefully he can get shit popping for them, because it's crazy, especially seeing after being after the season that they had last year. How you got KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, and y'all niggas don't even make the play-in. I think I heard Kendrick Perkins talking about blow the whole team up. Blow the whole team up. Trade KD, trade Booker, because you ain't doing nothing. If you trade KD, your team still ain't good enough. So, yeah, it is what it is. Are we going to get into some MLB? We had the Rockies beat the Marlins 3-2. Brewers beat the Reds 9-1. We beat the brakes off them niggas. Pirates beat the Astros 3-0. Nationals beat the Cubs 2-0. Guardians beat the Yankees 4-0. Blue Jays beat the Phillies 1-0. D-backs beat the Braves 2-1. Rays beat the Rangers 5-4. Tigers beat the White Sox 5-4. Orioles beat the Mariners 3-2. Giants beat the Padres 6-5. Twins beat the Athletics 6-1. Mets beat the Dodgers 6-1. Royals versus Cardinals. That game got postponed because of the weather. We're going to get into the WNBA. They didn't have no games yesterday, but today they got the Liberty going against the Mystics and the Valkyries going against the Mercury. I got Liberty beating the brakes off the Mystics. You know, Liberty's still undefeated this year, 7-0. I don't think the Mystics going to change that. Liberty, the defending champions, they still got momentum. And the Golden State Valkyries versus the Phoenix Mercury. I got the Mercury bouncing back to beat the sleeves off this new team. We're going to get into the NFL. So Aaron Rodgers looking to sign with the Steelers. I don't know how that's going to work, but that's what's floating in the air, you know what I mean? I don't really understand it, because last year Aaron Rodgers was he was always in the media not taking accountability of his teams and the reason why they lost, blaming other people and shit. Like, bro, you going to be with the Steelers. I don't think Mike Tomlin going to be going for that shit, because, you know, Tomlin ain't finna let that shit slide, you know what I mean? So he going to have to get right, hopefully, and he going to have to come correct, because that nigga I said, Mike Tomlin is a champion. He going to have to, I know Aaron Rodgers is an MVP, but he going to have to get some shit. He going to have to get his shit together, because I don't think Tomlin and the Steelers going to be playing that. And before we go, I am looking to start a new show. So I'm looking for 2 females and a male to come on the show and join me on the show. We're going to start off shooting once a week. It's going to be about relationships, men and women, you know. I'm looking. So if you're interested, hit me on the gram, Jody_wins. Jody_wins. Don't hit me on nothing else. If you hit me on anything else, I will not respond, because it showed me you can't fucking listen. You can't follow direction. Hit me on the gram. That's it. But that's all we finna get into today. Like, share, and subscribe. We out. Peace.